Hey Realmwalkers, welcome back to another developer update video. We've got a lot to cover today as we have a major announcement. We will be debuting a work in progress version of Nightingale's offline mode in the next major update 0.3. But that's not the only thing we're adding. Before we jump into that though, let's begin with a message from Inflection Games CEO Aaron Flynn.
Hey Realmwalkers, Aaron Flynn, CEO at Inflection Games here, to give you the next big update and share news about what's coming for Nightingale. But first, a really big thank you to all of you for spending time in the game and spending time out there in the realms. Your feedback matters a ton to us, and it's been the source of a lot of our inspiration and priorities for our next big update coming here with Nightingale. Last month, we had the 0.2 update, our biggest update yet, and it's been really cool to see all the positive feedback and new ideas that have come since we put that out there. But at Inflection, early access is a marathon and not a sprint, and so we've still been hard at work on the next big updates to come. Which brings me to 0.3 and one of the most requested features yet, offline mode. Now, offline mode was something we always had in mind for the future of the game, but we misjudged how important it was going to be for a lot of our players. Since then, when we got that feedback, the team has been really hard at work, re-engineering things and reconfiguring things so that our game could work without the server dependencies that we'd launched with. It's been a huge effort from the studio, and I want to say a big thanks to all of them for the hard work they've had to do to reconfigure things and make it all work. But we're really excited to have it ready for you to go try. Now, we consider this version of offline mode a version 1, meaning there's still some performance improvements and still a few other things we'll do in the future to make it the best it can be. But we're bringing it out now so you can have choice in how you play Nightingale. Now, Steph's going to have a lot more information about offline mode and the rest of what you can expect in the 0.3 update, so we'll send it over to her. But until that, thank you again so much for all of your support and time in Nightingale. Looking forward to seeing you in the realms.
Offline mode will be debuting with update 0.3. We wanted to share some information on how its first form is going to look like when it comes out in a few days here, as well as how it's going to develop over the coming weeks and months. This has been a highly requested feature since we launched the game, so our team has been working really hard on getting it to you as soon as possible. Players who are waiting for a solo offline mode can now jump in and enjoy Nightingale. This means that the mode contains the same content as the online mode, such as playing minor cards, vaults, the watch, Humbaba, and all of the stuff we've been adding over the last few months. You will need to create a new character to play the offline mode, and this character will not be able to transfer to the online mode later. We are working on the ability to transfer existing online characters to the offline mode, but that will be coming in a future update. It's an exciting update, and we're sure that you have a lot of questions on how exactly it's going to work. So let's talk through some of the facts. Firstly, you won't be able to use multiplayer features, but because you can't party up with others, we have adjusted some content. This means you'll get the same creatures and puzzles, but they have been balanced for a more strictly solo experience. We know that you're probably curious about modding. Now, we're not ready to support mods at this time, so that means we will not be opening up a Steam workshop, nor will we be allowing the promotion of mods in our official channels such as Discord. With that said, we will not be cracking down on people who mod their offline version of the game. As we have said in previous updates, we really do appreciate how much value mods bring to games, so it is on our radar. We appreciate all of your patience as we continue to do these updates throughout early access. Another thing of note is that the offline mode will not be available on the Steam Deck. This will come in a future iteration of the mode. So with all of that, offline mode will soon be here. We're really excited to hear your thoughts on it, so please provide us your feedback when it's live.
Hey everyone, we want to give you a heads up that our first community event will be debuting in-game next week. And what's it all about? Let me set the scene for you. Humans are flooding into the realms after the devastation on Earth. Leaving behind their despair, many are hopeful that they'll start a new life in the Feywilds. This has created an abundance of human hope, which has attracted wisps, who have absorbed it and crystallized it into a new type of Fey essence. Starting from next week's update through to the beginning of July, you'll be able to find these wisps hidden throughout the realms. Now, rumour has it that interacting with the wisps drops this new kind of essence, and that you'll be able to exchange it with traders for new wares in the realms. This is our first community event, and it'll be available both online and in our new offline mode. We hope you enjoy it, and we look forward to hearing about your adventures.
We'll have another update overview video for you next week, But until then, here are some things that you can expect in 0.3. As an extension of Craft from Storage, you will have Build from Storage available in 0.3. This means that you'll be able to use resources from your chests to build those blueprints in nearby areas. Please note, however, that this will be turned off by default, and you'll have to enable it in the storage chests of your choosing. This is to avoid you accidentally using your high-end items to build your house. Some creatures will also come in tiered variants, such as our Apexes, the Swamp Giant, the Jotun, and Bound. These will have unique colors and be a bit tougher to fight, but also provide higher tier drops. We've also added a new Bound to the game, the Bound Marksman. Now this is a formidable enemy that can target you from extended distance. We have also updated two minion Bound behaviors. The first being the Bound Sunderer, which will now charge at you and detonate on impact. And the Bound Caprine will now headbutt you and launch you into the air. With this update, you'll also have 3 new NPC quest lines to discover. These would be coming from Joan of Arc, Taliesin, and Edgar Allan Poe. And if you decide to create a new character, 0.3, you may notice a couple of new options for you. There are both some new body type presets, as well as some new archetypes that will change the items that you're granted at the beginning of the game. And if you want to change up how your current Realmwalker looks, you'll be able to do so using a new estate item. And here are a couple more things that you can expect to see in 0.3.
With crafting now allowing players to inject new attributes onto equipment and gain the benefits of the same resource multiple times, we want to ensure that there's a consistent and positive experience for all players. We also want to make sure that players who found unexpected ways to increase their weapon attributes are still rewarded for their ingenuity, but while still maintaining a fair experience for other players they may encounter in the public realms. Attribute caps are applied on attributes on equipment, so characters don't have a sort of global cap, but the items themselves will have the caps. The caps apply to both previously made items and also items that you'll make from here on out. As you increase attributes on an item, you'll encounter 2 different types of caps, which is the soft cap and the hard cap. Now you may be wondering, what is the difference between the two? So a soft cap is the point at which the benefit you get from adding attributes to an item is reduced. For example, you might try to add an additional 10 max health onto a shirt, only to see that only 5 max health has been added. If an item has reached the soft cap, then you'll see the attribute has become what we call unstable, and there'll be a little orange icon that indicates that. And if you look at the calculation tooltip, you'll see that the instability is reducing the effectiveness of the attribute that you're trying to apply. The hard cap. This is the point when an attribute can't get any higher on an item. For example, you may try to add additional speed to your equipment, but you notice that the speed doesn't increase as you're adding more resources to it. When an item has reached its hard cap, you'll notice in the tooltip that it has a red icon and it says it's at max, so you won't be able to go any further from there. We have set the caps high enough for now that we don't expect players to hit them, but certain attributes, like speed, we've had to be a little bit more aggressive on. As always, let us know what you think, give us your feedback as we continue to refine and iterate on crafting moving forward.
And that's it for today. But keep an eye out on our Discord and our social channels for when 0.3 will be live, as well as for other activities that we have planned throughout the week. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.